enough, Sid. How about some quick hits?
Absolutely. Let's go, Gab.
Paris Saint-Germain beat Manchester City. This is where, if my co-host were here, you'd be going like this. But
I won't be doing that.
No, you won't be doing that. You'll be rather more acceptive. They won 2-0 in a heavyweight clash between two of the Champions League favorites. Robbo, what did we learn? And I suggest you start with Messi because the next segment starts with Cristiano.
Messi, I thought, had a very quiet first half. It took him a long time to get involved in the game. He was playing on the right-hand side.
No, you're only supposed to celebrate his goal and talk about how brilliant that was.
And after he scored his goal, which was an excellent goal, of course, on the counter-attack, and Mbappe did brilliantly to play the ball back into his path. Good finish. And then he started to show that he could control a game. You know, when they were 1-0 up, or 2-0 up, he started to get on the ball and he started to pick his passes. He played around pressure. He had a very good last 20 minutes. And I thought maybe they would take him off and rest him for that last 20 minutes. But that's when he came to the fore. So he was good without being magnificent. He scored a great goal.
Does this work? Does those three together work? Or do you have to, what we saw now, you need a superhuman effort from the midfielders, no Di Maria, and kind of hang on for dear life and wait for
the biggest problem in the game for them to start with was any switch of play out to Riyad Mahrez was causing them a problem because the left back was tucked in, and in the end it meant that Gay had to go out and almost be a left-sided midfield player because Neymar was still high up the field. Mbappe obviously was in the centre forward position. You can't ask him to run back and cover that area. But then, of course, it left them a little bit short in midfield because Gay had to go out to almost another left back. So the next switch of play, the thing that I was really impressed with, and you saw him a lot for Inter, and I saw him a lot for Inter, Hakimi was great going forward at Inter. He showed in this game he could defend.
He can defend too. He's multifaceted.
He defended well in 1v1 situations against Grealish, and he made Grealish look very average. Grealish didn't go past him at all, I don't think. Certainly not on the outside.
I don't think City played badly.
No, they didn't.
But equally, there is a stain that Paris Saint-Germain would point out and say, well, De Bruyne should have been sent off.
Yes, there was every possibility that he could have got sent off. He won the ball with his toe, which he wasn't. His studs weren't shown there, but the follow-through did go into Gay.
Could he have controlled that?
No, I don't think he could have controlled that because,
So you filed it under the reckless.
Yeah, I wouldn't send him off for it. I said I was doing the commentary. I said the yellow card is the right decision, and he kept his cool for the rest of the game and didn't commit any more fouls. Gay was then inspired. I thought he had an excellent game. And PSG showed that they could play.
But if you're Pep, you don't pull your hair out here. Not that you or Pep have much of it.
I think the problem, he would have been disappointed with Grealish because they had what PSG did. They played with a narrow back four. They said you can have it out wide. Right. Now what are you going to do when you get it out wide? And Grealish didn't do enough. I thought Mahrez played some good balls into the box. He played little balls around the corner for De Bruyne to get crosses in and Bernardo Silva. It was just the final pass, the final finish wasn't good enough.
All right, but they're in good shape.
No Morata, no Dybala, no problem at all as Chiesa scores the goal that helps Juventus beat Chelsea 1-0. Gab, were you expecting that?
No, I wasn't expecting it. I wasn't expecting Chiesa to basically play centre forward.
Yeah.
I thought they'd have to reinvent this, but Juventus, this was a big win for Juve. A really, really big win because, it's almost like Allegri set this up by saying, well, it doesn't really matter this game because we're going to, it's going to be the games against Zenit that are going to determine whether we go through or not, which is probably true. But, this really builds confidence. I thought they were very organized. Do you think
he set them up to be a counter-attacking team, or do you think they were forced to be a counter-attacking team?
No, I think he set them up that way. I think he very clearly set them up that way, and it's one way of playing. I don't think that works regularly in Europe, but it worked on this night, so they got the 3 points they wanted. A late Cristiano Ronaldo goal helps Manchester United defeat Villarreal 2-1. Robbo, United were very poor for most of this match, but I guess that's why Ronaldo's there?
Yeah, not the only reason he's there. Yeah, he's there to score goals, of course he is. But I'd also like to see him link up the play a little bit better. I'd like him to hold up the play and make more runs. Manchester United were very poor and all over the pitch. I didn't think they defended particularly well. They didn't play with any sort of
Were they
fluency.
poor or were Villarreal really good?
I saw Villarreal against Real Madrid and I thought they were excellent. Capoue absolutely ran the game and Solskjaer didn't do his homework particularly because Danjuma was the best player against Real Madrid on the left-hand side and Capoue played really well as the midfield player and they didn't really stop those two. So Dalot had a poor game against Danjuma. I thought obviously Ronaldo scored the goal. It was great that he scored that last goal. That's why they bought him. but Manchester United have to improve all over the pitch.
The midfield that really left the defence exposed, I thought.
Now, Liverpool destroy Porto away 5-1. Gab, in their last 3 trips to the Estadio de Dragao, they've scored 15 goals.
Yeah, I'm wondering if they could play their home games, even the Premier League home games there. I don't know what they would do now. This was a tremendous performance. This really impressed me because I thought the Brentford game at the weekend would have taken a lot out of them physically. No, they went out there. They absolutely ripped them to shreds. The Porto goalkeeper Diogo Costa had a real difficult game, but take nothing away from Liverpool.
Are Liverpool back to where they were 2 years ago?
I've seen them play really, really well this season. Interestingly, too, like Matip, I thought he'd be number 4 with, after Konate, Gomez coming back. No, he's starting and he's playing very, very well. If anything, it's Van Dijk, who maybe isn't back to the best, crazy levels he was at, but that simply means you've got more to come.
But the speed of their counter-attacks is back to where it was a couple of years
Terrifying.
ago.
My only question is depth in midfield. That's my only question.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.